1964 Aston Martin DB5, Goldfinger. James Bond's legacy of famous cars and far-out gadgets can be traced back from one car, the 1964 Aston Martin DB5 007 driven in Goldfinger and Thunderball. Without any Bond spy modifications, the Aston Martin DB5 is a work of art. But it's the special effects that have made this car quite possibly the most beloved movie car of all time. The long list of cool tricks included ram bumper, machine guns, ejector seat, smoke screen, oil slick sprayer, and more. Looking back on the Aston from today's perspective, the most interesting feature may be the map screen in Bond's car, which foreshadowed today's navigation systems. So just how influential and significant is the original Bond car? One of the few Astons used in those movies sold last year for a whopping $4.6 million. 1976 Lotus Esprit Series I, The Spy Who Loved Me. One more Bond car, because it's a classic. By the 1970s, the voluptuous shapes of sports cars from the 1950s and 1960s gave way to distinctive and futuristic wedge designs. Pointy cars like the Lancia Stratos and Lamborghini Countach changed the automotive landscape. But neither one of them were ever driven by James Bond. In The Spy Who Loved Me, the secret agent drove the white Series I Lotus Esprit hard. Yet the moment that sticks in everyone's mind is when the car transforms into a submarine after Bond jumps the car into the water. The Lotus sprouts stabilizer fins and props, and later, it drives up onto the beach as it morphs back into a car, with beachgoers staring slack-jawed. 1977 Pontiac Trans Am, Smokey and the Bandit. When Smokey and the Bandit director Hal Needham chose a 1977 Pontiac Trans Am to star in his movie alongside Burt Reynolds and Sally Field, he couldn't have predicted the impact the car would have on America. The Trans Am actually looked more or less the same for more than a half-decade before the film debuted. But that didn't matter. When audiences saw that Trans Am slide around corners, leap over broken bridges, and evade Sheriff Buford T. Justice, Jackie Gleason, for hundreds of miles, they wanted a black and gold TA in their garage. After the movie debuted, sales leapt by about 30,000 cars from 1977 to 1978 and by another 24,000 from 1979. Americans went nuts for the Starlight Black Special Edition paint job, the T-top roof, and the fact that the car was quicker and better handling than the Corvette of the same generation. It was probably a combination of all three, plus a heaping dollop of Barrett's star appeal, that made the Trans Am a legend.